Have you ever simped for someone so hard in which all you could do is think about that person? Yes? No? Maybe? Well then, let me introduce you to a fellow simp. His name is Seto Kaiba? Yeah, crazy to think about, but it's true. I guess anyone can be a simp to a certain extent. Now you might be wondering, why would Seto Kaiba need to simp for anyone? Other than his precious Blue Eyes White Dragon trading cards, of course. Am I right? It's crazy, right? Like, this guy has more money than anyone could ask for, and yet he's still a simp for our beloved Pharaoh. Yup, no surprise there. So, at this point, you're thinking, what the heck are you even talking about? Alright, let me try to explain this to you. So, we all know that Yugi says goodbye to Yugi and all his friends at the end of the series, and the movie Dark Side of Dimensions is a sequel to that ending, in which we get to see more about how these characters are doing without the presence of their friend Yugi. We all know that it's hard to say goodbye to a friend. It's one of the most difficult things ever, because there are many instances where these friends or acquaintances are a part of our lives, and we're just so used to being around them. And when they're not there, you just can't help but feel a certain way about it. There's a couple scenes in which we see Yugimoto reflect on his memories with his partner Yugi. It shows that he still misses him, but that it's important to move on and keep moving forward with his life. At this point in the series, Yugimoto is in his last year of high school, and Yugi was like a childhood best friend to Yugi. However, not everyone is able to just move on so easily. A good representation of this is Kaiba. We see that he doesn't know how to move on from this loss, and he keeps trying to live in the past. A lot of people like to joke around that Kaiba is a sore loser in this movie and just wants a rematch versus the Pharaoh, so that he can finally prove his worth as the king of duel monsters. But personally, I think it's more than just that. Seto Kaiba is rich, and he'll never go broke. Heck, he can build his own Justice League watchtower up in space and not even put a dent in his wallet, apparently. But it just goes to show that money doesn't always provide happiness, but it sure as heck does solve a lot of problems, like rematching a guy in the afterlife. Anyway, Seto Kaiba doesn't have any friends. He lacks a genuine father figure and has trust issues because of it. The only thing he has in his life is Mokuba, his little brother, who he loves dearly and will do anything to protect and save him. Personally, I believe Kaiba chooses not to have friends in the first place, because of being abandoned by his father, but the closest thing he ever had to a true friend was Yugi. He had his own relationship with Yugi, as did Yugimoto, which is why it's so difficult on Kaiba's mental state. Yugi was a big part of his life. Yugi and his friends were always there wherever Kaiba would go, and all of a sudden that fun and excitement in his life is stripped away from him. It really goes to show that you never know how much you miss something until it's gone, and that you can't have it anymore. Kinda like a boyfriend or girlfriend. So I know my usage of the word simp is a little bit misleading here, in which rather Seto Kaiba is actually mourning for Yugi and his disappearance. But it's essentially the same thing, because when you can't have something, it's almost as if they're just not there. Humans are just super emotional. We're more emotional than rational. But I suppose that's the beauty of being human. Emotions are made to be expressed, so don't be afraid to hide them. Sometimes your problems are more universal than you think. Emotions can be expressed through motion. I mean, you can't have emotion without motion, right? I mean, maybe if you're feeling angry, well, you can use that anger to train and become stronger. I guess for Seto Kaiba in this instance, the motion he uses would be dueling, because dueling gets super intense, and when he's just dueling, nothing else matters. And thus, Kaiba makes it his goal to bring back Yugi. Yugi sees this and tries to tell Kaiba to just drop it. He explains to him that he feels the same way, but he's already accepted the fact that he's gone and never coming back, because that's all he really can do at this point. I suppose it's a little bit easier on Yugi because he has friends around him who share the same pain as he does. They were all once going on adventures together as friends, making memories and such, but then all good things come to an end, I suppose. However, Kaiba is still in denial and does everything humanly possible to reunite with the pharaoh. It's really sad and a little funny because hey, it's Kaiba, he wants his rematch, but then you realize that this man is sorta delusional yet also brilliant. Kaiba is still living in the past and it's messing with his life. He's so fixated on this one person, knowing that there are billions of other duelists on this earth. It's easier said than done, but it's better to just let go rather than keep holding on. It's a real skill to be able to conquer your emotions and push forward with your life. Be thankful for all the memories and experiences you make with your loved ones, and be nice to everyone, because you never know what someone else is going through or feeling. If you're too busy focusing on the past, then you won't be able to focus on the future, which is now, the present moment. Everybody deserves to be happy. Be nice to people and animals, and go tell your family that you love them. Poor Yugi says he wishes he could have expressed to Yugi how much he meant to him, because he helped him get through some difficult years, known as high school. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. It would be real cool if you could subscribe or like the video, maybe share it with a friend. Thanks again and goodbye.